Well, I know for me, one of the problems for me is this hyper creativity. You know, like all these ideas that I always have. And then I get excited and it's like I'm chasing the next comet. I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but but one of the just a teeny bit. So one of the things, and the other thing that, you know, as highly creative as I am, I'm also highly technical. So I've really fallen in love, and you're probably going to get sick of hearing me talk about this, but I've fallen in love with Evernote because it's helping me to manage my creative chaos. So I can't tell you how awesome it is. So just to have something like a tool that, first of all, is cross-platform. So like, let's say so when I go on a walk in the mornings, I've got my smartphone in my pocket. And as I'm walking, I might get an insight. I might get an idea that may be gone by the time I'm back at the car. So I just whip out my smartphone, take Evernote, and just record an audio note. And then it's captured. And then what I've been doing is I've been organizing like my ideas and everything so that I can actually plan, because that's one of the things that's challenging for me. That's one of the skills that I've actually been learning, and Laura's been masterful at helping me with this because I've gotten a lot out of doing her programs. But really how I can map out, you know, like being creative and not being that big of a planner, how do I do that? So for me, one of the things that I've been doing is I've been using Evernote, and it's kind of become like my hall of records kind of thing. It's the receptacle for everything from PDFs, audios, ideas, promo emails, planning out my JVs, everything. So that's been, for me, something that I've just been, a couple of weeks, I've just been really, really getting into it, and it's actually been helping me, like a lot of those ideas that I get, I go back and I've captured it in Evernote and I go, delete. That really wasn't, you know, you'll get an idea and you're like, oh, that's a really good idea. And then it sits for a little while and you're like, nah, not really. But it makes me feel like I've got some place where I can capture the creative.
I love Evernote, but I've only like scratched the surface, so I can't wait for your, to really dig into your webinar that's coming up. So.
Yeah, and I'm going to make it
short, creative ways you're using it.
You know, yeah, I'm going to focus on how I'm using it for my projects and my partnerships, for the JV stuff, and how I'm mapping out my projects, because it's really helping me with that. So that's how I knew that I can really do a phone call with you in May instead of doing it now in February. Whereas before I would have said, yes, I'll do it in February, and then I'll be a crazy person, you know. So all I had to do was look at my one notebook for JVs, and I have everybody who I'm JVing with all mapped out already, so I know what I can do.